Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to color another cupcake. We're going to color up a mint chocolate cupcake. So I have all my colors here. You can grab your free digital download on my website and follow along. In the next video for this series, I will complete a card that you can also follow along. I'm going to be using this digital stamp here, available on my website for $1.50. This is the cafe latte image, so we're going to use that with our cupcake. So for the colors, grab your YG45, YG41, and YG11, or if you have something similar that will make a mint green, grab 3 different colors, a dark, a medium, and a light color. For the bottom, we're going to do a dark chocolate, so I grabbed E79, E77, and E74. Same goes with that. Grab 3 different browns, a dark, medium, and light. We're going to start with our frosting, and we're going to start with the lightest color just to map out where we want our darkest lines to be. So I like to start with the light on that. Just in case we make a mistake, we can fix that. So I've drawn in some of these lines and I want to accentuate them. So we're going to start here and create a little swoop here. And then for each one, we're going to swoop down, kind of leaving a point at the end of our line. And then for this one, I like to swoop it up. It gives it a little bit of a 3D look, like this is in front. So we'll accentuate that line up and then swoop this and go up. And now on the other side, we can do the same thing. Swoop this one up. And then I like to make this part a little bit darker and this part a little bit darker. So now that we have all of our dark areas mapped out, we'll get our darkest color out, YG45, and then just go over what you already did. Now that you're confident and where you want to put your lines. Now we'll get out the YG11, the YG41, and we're going to go over those lines, bringing out the color just a little bit more. So each pass we're going to bring out the color just a little bit more. Accentuate the line even further. Doing a couple swoops just to make sure the line is blending. And bring that up. And And then down here, I forgot I wanted to do a dark line underneath there. So let's just go back in with our darker color right there. And then blend it out with our mid-tone. And now grab your YG11, and then we're going to go over all of those colors and bring the color out even further. I'm going to start from the top now and work my way down, bringing that line down. Make sure I'm going over several times to blend those colors. Okay, now we're going to go over this whole thing again, starting with our darkest, the YG45. Let's zoom in for this pass. And then I'm going to just go over where we had our darkest lines. Under here. Get your YG41, and we're going to smooth that out. Bringing those lines down. Going over several times, making sure that line, the previous line, is blending. Okay, now we'll get out our lightest, the YG11, and we're going to go over everything, leaving some white space. So bringing out the color even more, but leaving a little bit of white space. Okay, so I left a little white space here. I'm going to leave some white space here on each section. Bringing the color down. Closing in. So over here, we're gonna close this gap a little bit, leaving a little bit of white space, making sure these two colors are blending right here. By leaving that white space, it makes it look more dramatic. Okay. Now if you think you have too much white space, like maybe right here, just do some light flicking. Okay. So now we're going to work on the bottom here. So you can make your cupcake look like the wrapper is on or off. It's up to you. It's your preference. Maybe for this one we can make it look like it's on. So let's see if we can achieve that effect. If it doesn't come out, we'll just make it look like it's off. So I've got my E's, and I'm going to start with the E79. And I want the bottom to be darker here, and we'll have this top be lighter to make it look like it's the wrapper. So in these little grooves, I'm going to put my darkest color and flick upward. Okay, and then I'm going to put some darkness down here at the bottom. And then we can do that on the sides as well, bringing that all the way down. So with the E77, we're going to go over those lines and bring out the color even further. So we're going to flick upward. Just coloring very messily. It doesn't have to be perfect here. And then the E74, which is our lightest color, just flick on up. And leave this white right here for now. Blend these colors together here. This color combination blends really well. Okay, so I want this a little bit to be highlighted with white. So let's think about it. These little points, we want to make it look like they're popping out a little bit. So Let's start with, okay, so say for this one here, we can bring this line up and leave that white. Okay, so we're going to try and leave some of these points uncolored. Okay, so we left that white. So this one, so we're just going to leave some of the points white so it gives it some highlighting, like it's off of the chocolate a little bit. Okay, do you get what I'm trying to say here? It's kind of hard to explain. Let's see, you might, when I'm done with this, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I left some white with some points. So now I want to go over this a second time to give it some more, that more oomph in color. So we're going to do the E79, which is the darkest, and I'll zoom you in for this pass. And we're going to darken up those areas in the bottom that are indented. Okay, and then over here on the side and on the bottom. Okay. And then the E77, going over that, smoothing out that line. And flicking upward. Okay. And then the E74 and smoothing all of that out, flicking upward, leaving those white highlights in. Okay, let's smooth out the bottom here first. And then work your way up. Okay, I'm just darkening up some of the areas up here at the top, making sure I have enough ink there. Okay, so now we can do the top of the little cupcake there. So we're going to get our darkest, the E79, and really put some darkness right here on the top there. So inside these little dips here. Okay, we'll try to make the wrapper look like it's coming off of the cupcake. Okay, and now underneath the cupcake, right under there and over here. So now we'll get the E77 and we're going to bring that color out a little bit right underneath that cupcake frosting. And I accidentally got into my green there, be careful. And then we're going to bring this line up a little bit. Make sure you leave the white space for your lightest color there. So now this is the E74 and we're just blending that all out. Okay, and now I want to take the darkest E79 and dot on some of this dark color in those little creases again. So I'm just dotting it on. I want that really to look like the wrapper is pulling off of the cupcake. So here is where you're going to zoom on in and make sure you're not getting any of that darkness on your cupcake wrapper in those little creases there. I'm just doing little dots, and then we can bring up the little dots a little bit. Give that little muffin part some texture. So now with your E77, bring those dots up just a little bit. See that? Put some darkness underneath here. Now where I got the brown onto the green, I'm going to see if I can push it with the lightest color. Push it back down a little bit. I could probably fix it with some white highlighting with my white Jelly Roll pen. But see, this is kind of working, pushing that color back out. So E74, and I'm just going to dot that all over the rest of the muffin there. See how that kind of like brought the cupcake wrapper like it's coming off of the cupcake. I didn't do that on these because these ones are colored so the wrapper looks like it's already off of the cupcake. But this one, I wanted it to look like the wrapper was on the cupcake. So I hope you could see the difference there. Now you can take your white Jelly Roll pen and do some cute highlighting. I like to do 3 little dots. Make it look like cute little sprinkles on your cupcake. Just a few dots there. Put one down here, kind of mask that little mistake. You can add a few in there, very tiny little dots for highlights. And you can emphasize these areas if you want to pull the white down a little bit, or if you didn't get too much white, you can kind of add more white. Just don't cover up your black line there. Okay. So I think that looks really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to grab your free digital download and follow along with me. I'd love to see your cupcakes and what flavor you created. You could hashtag me at NotTooShabbyShop. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate you joining me today. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.